This is something that should really concern us, and I've wanted to talk about this on my channel for a long while, and I felt like this weekend would be great because this past week has had some discussion about this specific topic. Recently, the Neo-Masculinist group called Return of Kings decided to schedule meetings in different cities all around the world where men get together, kind of in secret, and talk about establishing patriarchy again in our culture, reclaiming men's rights, to establish what once was, which has obviously changed since obviously we value equality now. For those of you who do not know what neo-masculinist is, neo-masculinists are people who feel like we should adopt the old ways of men being dominant and women being subservient, and of course gays not existing, because heaven forbid gays exist, that's just unthinkable, and their beliefs are very destructive. In fact, recently they've been in the media for making a statement validating rape in private areas like homes and things like that. This is a quote from the leader of the neo-masculinist movement. "Without daddy government to protect her, a girl would absolutely not enter a private room with a man. She doesn't know or trust unless she is absolutely sure she is ready to sleep with him. Consent is now achieved when she passes underneath the room's doorframe because she knows that that man can legally do anything he wants to her when it comes to sex." And I got that from the Independent. I will link you the news article in the comment section below. But after I read that statement, I was completely disgusted and dumbfounded. He is trying to argue that men should be able to rape women in the privacy of his own home because they should know by going into the bedroom that leaves them subject to whatever the man wants. That is completely unacceptable. Nobody has the right to take someone else, has no right to touch them in any way that they don't want to be touched, and absolutely has no right to sexually assault them. As a survivor myself, I can honestly say that this scares the hell out of me. This man has a lot of support from men around the world, which is why he decided to create these different events for these men to go to. Thankfully, those events were canceled. This is the 21st century. We are not living back in the 1500s when relationship values involved men being dominant and women being completely repressed in every way. It's just not how our society is anymore. Gender doesn't make a person any more or any less. It simply is a part of our identity. I also decided to do some research on his website. It provides like this large manifesto of men's roles versus women's roles, gender identity, you know, the neo-masculinist policy on what a relationship should be, yada yada. And it says, and I quote, "After women are included in male spaces, men have to speak and act with a filter to not offend the sensitive woman, removing the masculine banter and jockeying that is an important part of the male friendship and development." Masculinity is not about banter and jockeying. What you're proposing here is unbelievably destructive because you're suggesting by being aware of other people's sensitivities, we are, as a result, emasculating ourselves, which I don't think is true. What is wrong with being aware of other people? What is wrong with having emotions? Having emotions is what makes us human. What is wrong with that? What you're suggesting is gender segregation, which is completely unacceptable. We are allowed to be in each other's spaces. It is okay. I absolutely had to laugh out loud at the neo-masculinist idea of homosexuality and what homosexuality is. Any attempt to manually seek out a gender or identity outside of the binary sex model is artificial, non-biological, and deviant. Such a practice is not conducive to family formation or sanity on a societal level. Well, you know, there have been many examples of gay couples or lesbian couples having relationships and having children. So, if you were really wanting to refute that proof, you epically failed right there. The binary sex model was something that was solidified a long time ago, and it is breaking down now. There is no place for it in our culture as we know it. And non-biological, excuse me, I can still reproduce. I still have the bits to reproduce. So don't tell me that I can't reproduce. If I choose to reproduce, I can. If I choose not to, I don't have to. Everyone has that choice. Anyway, I wanted to draw attention to this because this is something that needs to be discussed. This is something that needs to be resisted, and I implore you to share it, please, because subverting women and subverting gay people just to reestablish archaic gender stereotypes, it's very destructive, and it just concerns me that it received the support that it received. I'm glad that all of those meetings were cancelled, but the fact of the matter is this movement still exists. Anyway, if you guys like my videos, please comment, rate, and subscribe to my channel, and share this video. I would greatly appreciate it. This information really needs to be put out there.